What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to Starter Bench, the #1 Chelsea-themed live stream, interactive live stream, I should say. It is interactive because, yes, you get to come in and vote with us. We are two blue-blooded. I remember I said blue-blooded last time, and I feel like that does have a different connotation in America. But I mean Chelsea FC blue blood. It's through our veins. Sorry, y'all. I'm discombobulated this week. It has been a rough week, to say the least. But we are here, nevertheless. And again, we keep the blue flag flying high. It's Matt Marshall. I'm your host. What's happening? Whoop.
It had like a lag, but no, we're good. I am still recovering from heartbreak. You know, heartbreak, it's not like a 1 week thing. You go through the 7 stages of grief. So
100%. There's been
I'm in denial.
Is that where you are now? I mean, that's not a bad place to be.
Not in denial.
Yikes. There's denial. There's all kinds of stuff. There's anger. There's confusion.
Actually, I might be entering the anger phase.
No, yikes. That's not where we want to be, Alexis. We want to stay. We want to stay positive with this team. Again, a lot has happened. We have a lot to talk about. We're obviously going to talk about the 2 games that have transpired that have really just ruined the week, maybe even the month or the year. Since we were last on this stream, but before the year, worst of the year. Before we do all of that, though, we have some topics today that we're going to focus in on. Alexis, go ahead and tell the audience what the topics are today.
I will tell the audience what the topics are today. Let's talk about what this season means in terms of like the club World Cup, you know, coming off of that high, and now it's like, okay, where does that actually land for us as far as our achievements? We'll also just talk a little bit about some illegal spending that might have been going on, just explaining that.
Yeah, CFC. That's what we do.
And then we're just going to talk about like some of our players, their future, and kind of the era that we're in.
Yeah, we were talking about it just before. It's very different episode in that there's like not a lot of optimism, hopefulness. Obviously, we're at the end of the season, so it is what it is, but it's just
we're facing reality, I think.
Right. We're absolutely facing reality, and this reality is a bleak one. This is dystopian to what we experienced in the Club World Cup.
And I think we've been patient. Like, if you guys have been here from the beginning, we've been very patient, where now it's like, okay, we're cutting through this and facing reality.
Yeah, and I will also say that in the past we're used to actually having a bad season. Well, last season it was kind of bad. And then, it was good, then bad.
And then, we got it together nearly.
We got it together, and we got top 4.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. That's absolutely not what's going on today, obviously, but times have changed. But we're going to move on, we move. So before we get into the games of Newcastle and PSG Part 2, I just want to remind everybody, yes, this is an interactive live stream. If you're on the YouTube, you can click the pinned comment. You can use the information below, or even you can go ahead and scan this QR code, this lovely code right up top, screenshot it, do whatever, and you will be transported to our interactive survey. Just like I want to transport away from this season. I'm ready for World Cup. I just want to transport out of here.
Right.
We'll already get that. We got some folks already coming in. I see our boy Delap Hater, who has been named moderator on my live stream watch party. So I know he's come a long way from Reese Hater, but
respect to you, Mod. We salute you.
Respect, right? He says he thinks Liam should get sacked after the 2 PSG losses. They were his fault. So we're going to get into all of that. But before we get to PSG, we played one other team before that, and that was Newcastle. Give me your thoughts, Alexis. Any thoughts on this game? I don't even, to be honest. And again, we lost to PSG midweek last week.
Yeah.
Then lost to Newcastle. Then lost to PSG again. It's just been but this might be I mean, 8-2 is bad, but this might be the worst of the three.
I thought that this was our worst game of the season. Like as I was watching it, it was our worst game. Just looked so lethargic. I just feel like there were a lot of big misses. And at the end of the day, a lot of these players just showed they are not at the caliber that we
not at all at the caliber. And again, this kind of loss, this kind of streak of losses too, has us questioning everything: the players, the manager, the management, all of that.
Because we don't need to win pretty. It doesn't have to be a pretty win. It just needs to be a win. This is the tail end of the season. It's not going to be as vibrant as the beginning of the season. I know we're tired. Yes, we haven't had a single break, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
But for me, it just looks like, which when we talk about PSG, I'll talk about that too. It just looks like some of these players just aren't interested, are just like, I'm tired.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it a lot, and I made this joke before the Newcastle game. Like, look, we want to save energy, both us and Newcastle. Like, y'all should chill. Like, we have more to play for in the league.
Right.
Out, and obviously, that's not how Newcastle plays. But the embarrassments we've faced at home this year, it's outrageous. To be honest,
as a fan, imagine paying for your ticket, at least wanting a fight. Hear me out. You can't control when you buy a ticket. You can't control which team's going to win or lose. Yeah. But at least a battle. And I feel for a lot of these fans when it's like, okay, you're coming to this game and your team performs like this.
At home.
Yeah.
And these are not only are they like, is it lack of energy? It's kind of stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
It's lack of responsibility. Like no player seemed to want to just take responsibility.
Yes.
I need to go and take this ball. I need to go and score this. It was just kind of like, and to a certain extent in football, you want to depend on the system you're playing in, but that's not what this is.
Speaking of the system that they're playing in, I was listening in just to the commentation of this game, and literally one of the commentators, he goes, there's multi-million-dollar players electing to pass side to side versus shoot.
Right.
In the box.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could see it. They're just passing all around, and it's like, what about the creativity? What about the risk to actually wiggle through? It's the same thing every single time.
Right. And these are top players, and we're not playing a top team, quite frankly. Like, again, Newcastle will give you hell, gives a lot of hell, but to be
they're
honest,
definitely technically qualified for sure.
Definitely not. And they're not good in either of their boxes. They're not good in their own box, as we saw with Barcelona this week, and they're not good in the opposing box either, as we've seen all year. I mean, again, they look like a better team than they actually end up being, and I guess maybe we do too because we lost to them.
Right. But honestly, no, that game, we've got a lot of tied games for worst of the season, if I'm being honest, maybe even these PSG games.
Yeah, that Burnley one is really up there. These PSG ones are up there. But this is certainly the worst 2 weeks. And we've had some bad drags in this season, but this is certainly the worst 2 weeks by far out of this season.
Yeah, and Renia, he's aware of it. The tricky thing with Renia is we've talked about it, but you got to give him credit with how he kind of talks to the press and kind of talks his way out of things a little. You know what I mean?
Too. We keep saying that. And
he's aware. Like, he's probably like, oh, shoot, how did I get this job?
Right.
Let me
backtrack.
I'm prepared
I actually don't agree. I think he's actually like, one, he was confident coming in. Two, he had a couple of early wins together, and he's like, oh, okay, this is like coaching works this way, and especially when you're top players. And then I don't know if he thinks he's him, but I think I feel the same way Renia probably does, where it's just like, why is this bad? Like, there's no reason for this to be bad. Like, even these games we played, it's like we didn't play horribly. It was especially PSG. We played horribly against Newcastle. That was true.
And I think we can back him where he said, he says, I know it sounds crazy, but we are genuinely one step away from being an outstanding team. I would agree with him. Hence the first leg performance before the 70th minute. Right. I would agree. You can see we are just that one little step. So I feel for him. I would say Renia is a realist to a point, but a funny comment that he told the press that Neto is world class. And then I think he just like exacerbates certain things.
Now everybody's like, this guy is delusional. We need him out.
I mean, you can't be throwing around world class.
World class is not something to just be bopping and popping. I agree with that. That it doesn't make a lot of sense. I just want to highlight this comment from Dilapator because I do think it's interesting and it creates an interesting concept. He says, I understand why you blame the players, but it's Liam's job to get the best out of the players. Liam just hasn't done that. There's no passion. I just never been convinced by him. And I think that's more about you never being convinced than what you said about not bringing, because I thought Liam has brought passion out of players. What he hasn't brought
the best out of João Pedro.
He's gotten the best out of João Pedro. He's gotten the best out of our midfield. Like literally, he's just gotten the worst of our center backs. And
again, that goes back to when we're talking about the whole, that goes to Blueco's decision in players. These players are not at the caliber to have a Chelsea jersey on.
Yeah.
So how exactly can he get the best out of them? Granted, yes, he's had some poor tactical decisions in the PSG game, 100%, but we only have so many center backs to choose from.
We only have so many things to choose from. You know, maybe he is guilty of possibly over tinkering a little bit, but not in the Pep Arteta way, more in the like, all right, something is clearly wrong. Let me try out another player and see if they'll step up.
Right.
And speaking of players not stepping up, we had another one at the very beginning of the game not step up, and Mamadou Sarr, which you and I off camera have been very adamant about wondering if he's going to get some time. We've done that with Josh Achampong too. It's like we just have to accept that our center backs are not at a prerequisite level for world.
And I just think realistically, how many young center backs do you know? I think that is a very experienced position on the field.
Definitely. Especially when it comes to consistency, which out of all positions on the field, you need your center backs and keepers for that matter to be the most consistent. And I think that's the problem with the whole Blueco model. I'm still slightly convinced that this kind of works, like to be pulling in, obviously, you know, Enzo Fernandez was really expensive. Caicedo was really expensive. We pulled in Cole Palmer. But again, we've got them on these deals for years to come. You know, their wages are extremely low, right? So instead of getting Raheem Sterling for 50 million and then paying him 350 a week, we got Enzo for, 120 million, and now we're paying him 150 a week, right? Like, I understand
which I heard they might offer him a crazy contract just to get him to stay, maybe.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit more too, because that's a whole.
But I just think, how many center backs do we know, which I'll have to genuinely do my research, that are like under 25?
No, even the ones that are kind of like lionized in world football, like the Kubarsis or even Asensio on Real Madrid. I can't think of the under 25 center back PSG who was really balling, but like so to your point, one, no, we don't see that, not in top teams. We don't see it in cities, in anybody. And two, the ones we do see, Asensio, I don't think is even starting anymore for Real Madrid. Kubarsi, I've seen make so many young person mistakes as well that it kind of does go, oh shit, like young center backs make mistakes. That's how it happens. And it looks worse because you're a center back, a young striker who makes a mistake doesn't have those same kind of pressure. So
exactly.
I'm 100%.
And a couple things with that PSG game, we've got Chalobah out for 6 weeks, and Reece, he didn't even play for us, which I didn't even see how or when he got injured.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it was in training after the Newcastle game or what it was, but Reece James out for a couple of months, possibly maybe a month, in recent reports, because he tore his hamstring muscle again. And this is, again, guys, the one that he's been having problems with throughout his career, has been hampered.
He might just have to be a player that is managed. We hate to see it, but because individuals are different. So for him, he might just be someone who has to get managed if that has been your career injury,
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I just couldn't believe, like, in the second leg, we actually had 18 shots. We had a ton of chances.
Yeah.
Their goalkeeper turned into like just some
Superman.
Superman.
Absolutely Superman. And this, isn't he the backup to their main keeper that they bought for Donnarumma? Like I'm so confused about that.
Right. Again, that was really random.
It was very small and quick and early mistakes that really changed the balance of the game. Like, you know, contrary to Dilapidator's point, I think we actually were up for this game. We were like, nah, remontada, let's get it popping. And
then when you go down that one goal from just
even
such
that first goal, bro, like it was a long ball.
Mistake.
Just a
oh
bad
my
mistake.
gosh.
Yeah, no, we could talk about that forever. But again,
and then yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes that I had to watch that whole game. I couldn't believe that. And even John Terry, our GOAT, he said, this was his quote. He said, "We go and concede after 6 minutes. So everything about last night, I can't even talk about. I can't actually go into the detail of it. I'm so frustrated, but against any team, you cannot lose 8-2 over 2 legs. I don't care who you are or what team you're facing."
Right. I agree with that. Like, it's just there's a certain point where
there's levels to this.
And there are levels to this, and maybe this does speak to a little bit of the naivety of Renia. Renia is finally coming into a team where he has really quality players, but he doesn't have 11 quality players on a pitch, right?
Right.
And so there is a little bit of, though I really am reluctant to say this because I do love a manager, especially with good players, who plays a aggressive and forward thinking style. I think Renia is naive in that, nah, bro, you got to stop the bleeding. You got to stop.
Remember when we talked about this early on and I was like, what team plays aggressive front foot football? Because I knew there would be the holes. And that's where we're getting beat. It's like, it's exciting on the attack. It's terrifying on the defense.
It's so terrifying on the defense. And that's something that not even Moises Caicedo can help plug up. Like it's a team effort. And now with Chalobah out, it's a whole different thing. But okay, go ahead.
Lastly, with these like quality players, like not having 11 on the field, I just think, I mean, PSG's bench had depth. The fact that you can rotate between Barcola, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, like, I mean, they're just ballers. I think the unfortunate thing is like when one player is injured, we now have one less best 11.
Yeah. Especially when we lose one of our best and most important players like Reece James. But also, like, again, you know, even when I look at PSG, and PSG aren't just the super team that they looked like last year. Like maybe after beating us, they do. We'll see once they advance. But I mean, you know, they have Marquinhos, one of the most experienced center backs for club and country in the world, and William Pacho next to him. Like they're good. Like we need something of that ilk. I hate to just continue to harp on the center backs, but it's like that. Let me highlight some comments before we move on. Desi FC says Renia will get the summer transfer window, and next season he will be drudged. I hope so. I'm seeing a lot of Renia out, Clear Lake out. There's just a lot of calamity, and Alexis and I have spoke about this too, guys. This is not a delusional live stream. We're definitely Chelsea fans. We're definitely positive and optimistic, but like we don't. I'm seeing just so much. I mean, it's been a bad week, but I'm seeing so much craziness. You know, like we never wanted this in our club. We never wanted this coach. We never wanted Cole Palmer. Like all kinds of stuff.
I know people need to relax in understanding that, like, hey, up until these 3 losses, we were like, okay, Renia, like you're doing decent with the fact that you've had to hop in towards the middle of our season and you're getting the best. Our GA has been up since you've come. We're scoring more goals. I would have to fact check that, but it definitely seems like we're scoring more goals. And I think the reality of it is, again, this is just so much deeper. You can't.
Yeah, it's just a tough season. It's
tough season of change. All these things.
And we
PSG, that first leg, man. I promise you, we were in it. Had Renia been on his game. Yeah,
I agree with you.
That costed us.
I was that Renia for Jorgensen, because I just say I had Jorgensen on his game, but you're right. I think that is Renia's biggest mistake.
I think that was the biggest mistake. I promise you, we're in it. I promise you, if Rob's in goal that game, again, we literally went through the stats of how many goals were scored.
Right.
No, I promise you, we're in it. It was the first leg, really.
And again, I do think that first leg defeated us so much that we were just not up for Newcastle. And it's just been a domino effect. And it's kind of like, you're professionals. You got to wake up. We got the next game. We got Everton. Before we get to the next stuff, guys, we're going to get into our topics in a second. But I just want to remind you, we are, if you're on YouTube, absolutely. Please tap in and subscribe. We're right here at youtube.com/@eatprayball. Find us also on Instagram, Starter Bench CFC on Instagram, and those are our individual and personal ones. Speaking of Instagram, we're also streaming live on Instagram. I just want to scroll and see if there's any comments. We see Zoya's tapped in. What's up, Zoya? SA973 says, bruv, your team is young, and in the big moments, you don't have the collective know-how to win compared to the Arsenals, the Liverpools, etc.
I'm telling you,
and that's
we need leadership. We need a vet CB, not just for the yes, for the on the field presence, but like we genuinely need a leader back there, because I think, I don't know, sometimes these boys, they don't pull their weight. They're just going through the motions, as we were talking about, just like the side to side passing, and not like they're just going through the motions sometimes, to be honest.
It's like you have to play every day. And again, veterans understand this, and these, again, we have a young team. So there's just a lot to contend with.
Right.
On to our topics. Oh man.
Oh.
World champions of what? That's all people have been sending me, by the way.
Not Reese's big old smile. Whose hand is that in the back shoe?
That is Chalobah. That is Cole Palmer. That's Kukurea. Jorgensen's hand in the back, by the way.
Yo, Chalobah.
Yo.
It's Reese's. Reese's
we've
smile.
Come such a long way from it. Look how the light, the New York sunlight is just gleaming off of that big, beautiful trophy. Like, hey, yo.
I know. It's like, oh.
Right.
You're telling me we printed this on our jerseys that have too much going on?
I didn't print it on my jersey, by the way. I kept mine clean. But yeah,
I kept mine. I didn't put that. That's too much happening.
Too much. But here's the thing. And then the question, it really is, like, does this put a smear on that Club World Cup campaign? Like, does that mean it's the Mickey Mouse Cup everybody's talking about? Like, what are your honest thoughts about that?
Unfortunately, I think it means people are right. And I think the truth is, we needed this and wanted this. Like, okay, we needed to be like, okay, Chelsea, we've won a major trophy. Like, we won a major trophy recently, and we just needed that. But deep down, we both know we want Champions League and the Prem.
I agree.
And it's so tough because we've been like, Club World Cup champions. We're gonna ride with this. We beat PSG.
Even more than Conference League champions, which I guess is technically a more certified competition at this point, but not really.
So, unfortunately, that was our reign, and now we can't talk about it anymore because PSG just smacked us in both legs. We actually are not allowed to talk about it anymore.
So I separate it. And I do, and unfortunately, it does give it a lot less weight because we had to face off against PSG, and we knew that was going to happen, right? The writers, but again, I take nothing away. PSG brought their A game, or tried to
say we got humiliated. You know what these writers are talking about? Not only did Chelsea win, they did it by humiliating us.
Right.
I'm trying to find one of these quotes.
They said PSG humiliated us. That's how they got the I
mean, audacity.
Again, look, you can only play what game is in front of you. We faced off against PSG and spanked them in the summer. That is what it is. Now, PSG faced off against us twice and spanked us. It doesn't take any validity away from the Club World Cup. I guarantee you in 3 or 4 years, when the Club World Cup rolls back around again, and I
think it's going to get bigger, yes.
Yeah, it's going to get bigger, and then suddenly it's not going to be a preseason trophy. The same thing happens with everything. Like it's you're going to question it until you somehow, like, you see a super team actually win it, Madrid, whatever.
The picture is just so funny to me. It's
so annoying, but for me, it doesn't smear. We're still Club World Cup champions. That was one of the greatest days of the year for me in 2025. I mean,
we were really hyped.
We were hype. You know what? Next stream, I'm gonna put our video up together of us like running and hugging each other, because we were scared for that game. Like,
we were very scared.
Chat, I actually met Alexis literally, was that 2 days or 1 day before?
I think literally like the day before.
And the rest is history. So like
the rest is literally history.
Club World Cup is absolutely certified still in my mind. And it doesn't make us any better or any worse.
Okay.
Teams got to play who you put in front. And again, I will say, we said this off camera, but a lot of teams around Europe, there are not a lot of superpowers around Europe. I said this on one of my streams earlier this week. If I were to name the elite teams in Europe right now, it would be one, maybe two. It would be Bayern Munich and Arsenal, to be perfectly honest. And Arsenal, I give that maybe because they don't have a history of winning, but
I know, yeah.
But they're elite. They're elite.
Powerhouses. They're just not seeing that right now. Yeah,
they're not seeing that. Like I know Barcelona did really well against Newcastle in the second half of the second leg, but that team is not a powerhouse. Let's be honest. Real Madrid did really well against City, but let's be honest, they've had their troubles too. Like you really can't call it outside of Barca, Bayern, and Arsenal.
Yes.
Them freaking teams. So we'll move on.
The freaking teams.
Freaking teams. So yeah, the world of football is kind of dissipating in that way. Chelsea sanctioned. Okay.
Yes.
It was established that between 11 and 2018, undisclosed payments by third parties associated with the club were made to players, unregistered agents, both in the first team and in the youth ranks. So the club has accepted a $10 million fine, a suspended 1-year first team transfer ban, and a transfer ban starting now with the youth teams. What does this mean?
Okay. This is actually perfectly said. I'm going to tell you the little holes, okay? So, Blue Coat buys the club. They go through the due diligence. The money didn't add up, so they self-reported to the FA and got that fine.
Yeah, we snitched on ourselves.
And then this fine from the Premier League was actually reduced because we self-reported. And in the buying process, Blue Coast saw this and they actually set aside 150 million just for this. So when they acquired the club, they actually set money aside because they're like, ooh, we messed up.
We know we're going to get a fine. Yes.
But for this to have only cost us 10.7 million. And
we got money for the transfer window, baby. Like
they set aside money. And the thing is, so this was actually, it was paid to players like, I have the list. If we want to, do we want to know the list of players or some of the players? Okay. Yeah. David Luiz was one of them. So this is like 3 other entities that Abramovich had. He was just kind of like slipping money through that line. We have Hazard and Willian are like bigger.
Wait, Hazard is in this? I didn't realize.
And then, so this is what happens is they were like, it's interesting how Hazard just chose Chelsea because City really wanted him, this and that. But undercover, yes, Hazard was gifted some money as well. Ramirez back in 2010. So essentially what this means is we have the first team and the academy transfer ban, but the first team transfer ban is suspended for 2 years.
Right.
So that means we're still fine to buy players as long as we don't break any rules.
Right. I'm with that. It's a slap on the wrist. Delap even said it right here. I agree. Two things that you said that I didn't think about that make me a lot happier. I've been seeing all over the internet. I've actually been arguing with people on the internet, which is crazy. I don't know why I do that.
I've been seeing you in the comments, I'm
in the comments, yo.
I'll just go to like a normal, like whoever's
just a post. You'll just see a post, and there goes Eat Pray Ball in there, like. Shut up. What about City and their 115 charges, huh? But yeah, folks have been really.
No, I need to hit report.
Folks have been really on my head talking about Chelsea are cheats. All their trophies are cheats. And when you say that, it just makes me realize the Champions Leagues are not. That means the Champions Leagues are not in question because if it's Hazard, Willian, and David Luiz won the Champions League with us, but he wasn't a prominent player. That was Gary Cahill in 2012. And then in 2021,
the Premier League like title wins.
These are the Premier League titles from like 2013 through 2018. So cool, 2011 through 2018. We'll take that. I'll take that from it. But yeah, I don't want to hear nothing about Chelsea corruption.
To get good players.
Right.
We need more of that.
We need more. And luckily we're with Blue Co, who's doing legally illegal stuff to get the right players.
Right. No, to get the wrong players legally.
We're getting the wrong players for expensive prices. Legally. We love it.
And now we're fixing things by legally getting the wrong players. And now we're
snitching on ourselves. But we had hella money set aside because we're rich.
Right.
Take that. Yeah. So yeah, all this means is kind of a slap on the wrist. We're going to be able to get into the transfer window for the next 2 years. By then, if we haven't rectified,
if we haven't figured things out, we're in trouble.
If personnel wise we haven't figured something out, that's a completely different story. I'm gonna look at some of the comments later, but let's cut to this last topic. Insult to injury, and by way of saying that, we want to talk a little bit about some comments that Enzo Fernandez said after the PSG game, and then the horrific looking injury I mean that is his. I don't know if you guys can
see that real time.
I didn't see it at all. I don't even remember him being hurt. I don't remember So, but obviously Trevor Chalobah hurting himself. Luckily, based on the picture, it looks like he should be out for the rest of the year. That looks like a Musiala-esque almost.
Right. And I think that Hakimi got a similar.
Yeah.
Hakimi got a similar injury.
Hakimi picked up a knock
from David Luiz. Or from from Luis Diaz. From
Luis Diaz. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. There's been some weird, interesting, goofy injuries. I don't know if you saw Noah Lang of Galatasaray lost his finger when he ran into the stanchion. That was crazy. Like, there's just been some weird stuff, like bad juju.
Weird stuff.
So just like Chalobah said on his on his Instagram, praise to the Most High. He could have been in a way worse situation.
It could have been way worse.
And he's only out for 6 weeks. Really has an opportunity to maybe feature for England. I don't know. If we're there yet. No, but anyway, let's get to the Enzo comments.
Make the England squad, that's for sure.
Let's get to the Enzo comments. Tell me, and the question I have is like, are we officially a banter club? Like, are we officially like a, like nobody wants to be here anymore club? Everybody wants to laugh at Chelsea, or has it just been a bad 2 weeks again? Like,
it's important to know that like Enzo is proper Chels. I mean, we've talked about this. He's probably our most proper Chels player. He fights for the badge. And I think just genuinely, he just loves Chelsea. Right. And for him, when to be asked about his future and then respond with verbatim, I don't know. There's 8 games left and the FA Cup. Then there's the World Cup, and then we'll see. I mean, he's usually never apprehensive in that way.
Right. So my initial reaction is, come on, bro. Like, fuck off with all this. That's really how I feel. It's like,
really,
we're having a real tough season. It's taken me personally a long time to really get on board with you in general, Enzo. Okay. Now you've become proper Chels and you're leading the team. You're most likely to score a game winner or a clutch goal for us. Like, we need you. You're vice captain. And somebody asks you pretty much a layup question where you could be like, you could easily just be like, look, I'm focused on the rest of this season. I'll talk to you later. You know what I mean? But and to a certain extent, some things could have gotten lost in translation. And I'll get to that in a second. But my initial reaction was, bro, that is insult to injury. Like, we don't need that right now. We don't need you throwing seeds of doubt after the PSG loss. I know you're probably
just emotions.
Yeah, I know you're probably frustrated and you're feeling this. There's another side to this where it's like, look, he's getting interest from Serie A. He's getting interest from Real Madrid. If Real Madrid come calling, it's unfortunate, but around the world, it doesn't matter what club you play for. PSG is giving Mbappe all the money in the world. If Real Madrid come calling, you are going to Madrid. So there's a little bit of this that is just, it's the reality. If Real Madrid decide they want Enzo, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Yeah. All we have to do is put his price at 150 mil, 200 mil, and you can come get him. Come get him. But after hearing you say the verbatim verbiage again, it is possible that, again, based on the emotions of just losing the PSG game and things getting lost in translation, I could easily see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It just like glitched.
There's just a glitch in the matrix today. But yeah, I can easily see him actually meaning like, look, we got a lot of freaking games ahead. I don't even want to think about transfers type stuff. So I don't know, bro. Like that's kind of that's how I feel. Like if I'm pissed off, I just got smacked 8-2, and you're over here like, bro, are you leaving? I'm just like, bro, I don't know, bro. I got these games, I got the World Cup, I got shit, I got bills to pay. Like
I got my mom, I got my wife at home.
Believe it, you know, I got this. Like, bro, I just got back with my wife last year. Like I got shit to do, bro. Yeah,
I got 2 babies.
I got a new baby. Like leave me alone. So I'm gonna just kind of take a step back from this. I am like a little heated, and you know I'm always on edge about Enzo. But again, I've been saying he's proper Chels. I'm gonna stick there with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I am. What about you? How do you feel? I got my mama. I got
my mom. I got this. Get out of my face.
Leave me alone.
Get out of my face.
I'm gonna reply to some comments on Instagram. Again, if you're joining us on Instagram and you want your comments highlighted, come tap over on youtube.com/@eatprayball and we'll show them. But Mira Waterfalls, thanks for tapping in again, says Arsenal fans can't relate to a trophy, even if you don't rate a trophy, it's a trophy. And you know, that is actually facts. That's all we got on Instagram. Let me go over to YouTube where we have the homie saying, I can see that POV. Like, right? Like, bro, I'm tired. I'm mad. Like, leave me alone.
That's why I like for different, like, I like when we talk about something because it's like we see different like perspectives. And I wasn't thinking that. You're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that stuff can be interpreted. And again, that's a credit to Liam Rosenior for always being very clear. Like he is very clear. Outside of Pedro Neto is world class. He hasn't really put a sentence wrong in the building.
Because especially like, to be fair, like I think having English as your first language is definitely like
gotta be tough.
If you want to be a manager in the future, I would say you need to learn English.
You got to do what Pep did. Pep took a year off to learn German because he knew he was going to Bayern, right?
Yeah. I think it's good for yourself and your image for the press, all the things like that. But okay, so my only thing to close this is like I just got like worried in the sense of like I was telling you last week, like, hey, if this is the regime, if this is how things keep going, I wouldn't be surprised if our top players are like, I want to win trophies.
Yeah.
I want to be serious, you know?
Yeah. And I agree with you. It's so funny because I was talking to a friend about this. Like, what if Man United players start running to Arsenal because they want to win trophies after this season or something like that? The same thought, right? Like you remember all the Arsenal players who exodus to Chelsea and to United, to actually the Van Persies, the Fabregases,
or even the people going to United. Like, this is a club that it was, but it's like not, but it's like coming back, you know?
Right. So, now, United have a particular stink and curse around them that still hasn't fully been rectified, even though they've had a good run of form in their top 3. So I won't even. That's as far as I'll speak on that.
Lose in about an hour.
Hopefully, exactly. They got games coming up. We still have games for the rest of the season, but for us, we are still a top club. We are still a big name club. We have a huge fan base around the world, and I don't think, again, aside from a Real Madrid, you're running away from this club at all. Like, where are you gonna go, bro? You're gonna go to United? Like you're gonna go to Bayern? I don't know. Like
the lap says, so we are just lying now. What do you mean by that?
I'm dead ass. I just like why would a player run from Chelsea? Like what are you running to? You know, like unless you want to go to PSG and win some league trophies.
The thing is, I could only see someone running not because it's not like Chelsea. I just think again, like if this continues, it's kind of foreshadowing what these owners are about. So it's like if these owners are deliberately like, hey, we don't plan on bringing on players with experience, and you know, we just want to qualify for Champions League.
Yeah,
they might just simply go to another club because other managers and the board are very direct with what they are aiming for. You know?
Yeah, then that's true.
Even though Chelsea is like. Again, they're one of the biggest clubs. Like, definitely, I would say top 10.
We're easily top 10. We're easily top 10. I thought when you started stuttering, I was like, top 5. I don't feel like getting the banter right now. I don't know.
Top 10.
I don't know. I feel like Real Madrid. No, Liverpool. I guess Liverpool has history. I don't know. If we're talking about history.
Clubs as far as like biggest, you know, you're going to say Barca.
We're a top 10 club in the world.
Yeah,
we're a top 10 club. We're a rich club where we have a legacy of great players.
We got 140 million.
We got 140 million left over to go spend in the transfer window. We got stuff. We're a club, you know. I just think I think the fear of losing players for greener pastures is not, again, unless it's a
Okay, I
Madrid.
need to put that away.
Yeah, just
Okay,
put that out of your head.
I can do
But
that.
to that same point, and again, I want to remind everybody we're getting into the survey period. Go ahead and tap in Starter Bench, minty.com, and you can use that code. You can scan the QR code up top, or you can click the pinned comment in YouTube and join along with us. We got a fun survey, round of survey questions today. Come on with us. To that point, based on Enzo's comments, if he leaves this summer, would you be good with it? I think I said Starter Bench leaving this summer. Are you here for Enzo? If he decides to leave, are you good with it? You're not.
No, because I think now that we're seeing, so again, Renia is starting to get the best out of a lot of the players with our highlighting their best attributes. I think now we need to build. We need to kind of build around these players. So like João Pedro, I have no problem building around him as our striker. Enzo, I've got no problem. It looks like he's going to be at the 10 for a while.
Yeah.
So I kind of have no problem building around a lot of our players right now. So I wouldn't want him leaving.
So is Enzo a core player? Can we say that?
He's a core player because the issue with like a Caicedo or the Lavias is they don't have that offensive presence.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Pretty much defensive versus Enzo has
that 8 X factor. You know what I mean?
He's got the X factor. He has the creativity. He can also do the defensive work and he can score goals.
Yeah. I'm with that. If I would be heartbroken, even though I'm not even the biggest Enzo fan, I would be heartbroken if he left.
I'd be heartbroken.
I'm not here for that. So
I would be heartbroken.
Definitely. Bench that thought. To the point of your original point, thoughts. The other of our core team, star players, I'm talking the likes of Cole Palmer's, João Pedro's. You know, Cole left City for greener pastures at Chelsea.
But he wasn't he was not him.
He wasn't him. City. He became him at Chelsea. And that's what I'm saying.
Him.
Could you see Caicedo's
his career in the sense of like, so hear me out. If he doesn't come back into form, it could be really bad, I think, if he left.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think staying at Chelsea would just be good for him in his career, especially for him to come back because you have all these players that respect you and have you at this pedestal. So right. I think he needs to stay.
Yeah. Bench that. He got to stay.
And get back into run of form.
100%. I'm with that. Again, if you guys want to participate, I see people tapping in and out on YouTube and Instagram. You can go ahead and follow these instructions down below. It's easy, minty.com, and type in that code. We got Aston Villa fans coming in, talking and all that. So we're going to keep it moving with this survey. Keep it on going. Starter bench.
Whoa.
Chelsea would be better if Enzo Maresca were here. I'm hearing a lot of stuff about, Enzo Maresca wouldn't have let this happen. Enzo Maresca wouldn't have gotten Reece James hurt. That's why he was keeping Reece James, on.
So I have tea. I know someone who knows what really went down with Maresca. And I guess the medical staff was telling him, no, you need to manage him more. And he was like, no. And just emotional. And that's not why he left, but these are many of the reasons he left. He was like, no, I want to play.
And Reece, which is kind of funny because
Maresca
was playing Reece less than Renia has been.
Yes, and everyone thinks that it was on Maresca. Like Maresca did this great job managing when it's like, no, I'm hearing it's from the medical staff.
That was the Blueco medical staff trying to manage my boy Reece. So again, hopefully apparently it's not as bad as his usual hamstring injuries, but it is a hamstring injury.
Not as usual.
Yeah, we've seen him out upwards of 200 days on injuries of this nature. So we're praying for him to be back, not just for Chelsea either. Like I want the man to perform at the World Cup. I really do.
Yeah, so he's earned it.
Hoping he's coming back, but it looks like his season is done with Chelsea FC this time.
We don't really we're in the sense of what? Haven't we played our major teams? We've already played Arsenal twice. We have to play City twice.
We got to play City. We got to play.
We don't need him United. In the sense of we don't need this to be forced for you.
No. And again, we have, we got an FA Cup and we got to get top 4, but outside of that, it's not like we need. Yeah, we have enough personnel to cover.
Right.
What we've never had all year is enough personnel to cover Levi Colwell's injury. And,
for sure. Yeah. Agreed.
And I'm even, he's a young guy too, so I'm even afraid for when he comes back, if we still don't put somebody next to him, like,
I'm telling you, this Blueco model, they need to buck up and get a veteran.
Again, midfielders forward, I'm cool with the Blueco model. Defenders and freaking and goalkeepers, we need to go with the old school model. Go get somebody big. But I can't even, I mean, to that point in chat, you guys help me out if you know. I can't name any top defenders that we could get. Like Bastoni, like I don't know who. I don't want to take nobody from Italy. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. But yeah, I'm not
thinking too.
I'm not here for, keep that thought. But yes, none of us are here for, if Maresca were here, everything would be different. As a matter of fact, I think you and I had both realized that we are still above the points threshold that Maresca had gotten for us last year. So
yeah, guys. So our reality is the max amount of points that we could reach that would be winning these last 7 games would be 73 points, which last season we got 69. Yeah. The season before we got 63. The season before we got 44. And the season before we got 74.
That 44 season, that had to be Pochettino's season.
Yeah.
That was like the oh my God. The Graham Potter exodus and then Pochettino, and it just kept getting worse.
44, that's dark.
And that's what I want Chelsea fans to really keep in mind. Again, we're not delusional here. We're just as sad as you guys, but I'm not going to be emotional about this. We are in a better position than we have been in years past. Like, again, we are fighting for top 4. Like, obviously, we achieved top 4 was our greatest achievement last year, right? Outside of the Club World Cup going into the summer and the Conference League. But really, top 4 was a prayer, and we got that prayer answered. But this year, we have been in this top 5, top 6 realm all year, and we have been scoring goals. We have been playing actual good football. Like, we got top 4 playing some ugly last year.
I know. So, last year, I'm telling you, it's these other teams that work some magic for us.
100%. And that's what the Prem delivers. Like, there are still going to be some upsets, some crazy storylines that will happen, even in these last, 6-7 games. So we just got to buckle up and ride this thing through, man. Hopefully we got Esteval, coming back. And
I know, that's crazy. We've really been without him. I think he could have
helped change some things. Like,
in the first PSG leg for sure.
First PSG, at least against Newcastle.
Probably,
things, absolutely. Homie Josh, I'm gonna highlight it one more time. He said that 44 was crazy, and it's like, yeah, y'all. Like, we have short memories. We don't remember. Like, we were in the mud at one point. I mean, when Blueco just got in and signed Cucurella and brought in Graham Potter, like, I thought my life was over, to be honest. After I was just like, who am I going to support? Like, should I just only watch MLS from now on? I don't know. Moving on in perfect sequential. Starter bench, Chelsea finished top 5 this season. I want your honest opinion.
Is top 5 enough? Do we know if it's enough this year?
It is enough. We're guaranteed 5 spots in the Champions League for the next season because of, what was it? Was it the coefficient for Tottenham winning Europa League and getting us 5 spots?
Okay.
Yeah, it's something like that. Again, I got some analysts in the chat who can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're definitely guaranteed a 5th Champions League spot this year.
Okay, then if we're guaranteed 5th, I can chill out a bit. We should be fine then.
Chill a bit, yeah. Top 4 is a stretch. Top 4 is a little bit of a stretch, but we're not that far behind Liverpool or Villa for that matter. We just need to start winning these games, and it's tough. We're gonna be having to win the harder games than the easier games, so it's just something we need to figure it out. We got some people tapping in saying not having it, Chelsea not getting top 4, top 5. We probably maybe end up past Brentford. We do need to beat Everton this weekend. Like let's just go ahead and just hit the ground hard with the ones that are in front of us. Hopefully we've had a good couple of days of rest and kind of resetting to make that happen. We're going to keep moving it on, but most of you guys are here for it. Chelsea will finish top 5 this season. Let's move on to personnel. With Chalobah out, we have a funky bunch of center backs pretty much for the rest of the year to choose from. Who do you choose? Fofana and H-Mpong looks like it is your, unless somebody else tapped in before you.
No, that's someone else.
That's somebody else. Oh, you don't even want to pick. Hey, yeah.
When have you seen me not ready to pick?
Not ready to pick immediately. I don't know if I can pick, to be honest. Again, y'all, tap into Minty right now. Give us your ideas. Submit your survey in, because
after SARS blender, heck no,
bro, and it was so weird. Again, like, and I get, again, like, hindsight is 2020, and also watching the game is easier than playing the game. Period. But one thing we're always taught as defenders is do not let the ball bounce. Doesn't matter where you are on the field. Do not let the ball bounce. I have no idea why he let that happen.
I know, and it got like slipped under his foot.
Ball bounced, then connected bottom of his foot. Kvaratskhelia had spun him. Like, yeah. So I'm a little.
Kvaratskhelia, I would pay money for him.
Man, he's a baller.
He's such a baller.
I think I'm going to go with whoever picked this. I like, as much as I'm not a fan of Wesley Fofana, and I would actually love to see Sar get another chance, but I might have to go H-Mpong and Fofana just because of overall performances all year. Yeah, now again, Fofana is always due to have some kind of weak game, but I think that's what we got to do. But I guarantee you, if we see Tosin, you're going to catch us on starter bench in the next coming weeks, and we're going to be frying Renia. Now, it might be Renia. Is
anybody going to talk about that note that he gave this at the 87th minute?
Yo, but he said, you know what? He came out, again, so good in the media. He came out on record, and he was like, look, bro, like, I'm not about to scream my instructions out in a crowd.
What instructions are there at this
point? His instructions were literally like, Caicedo, go to left back, and I'll go. And he like gave it to Garnacho, and Garnacho came on. It was just
what instructions were needed? We've already
we're already down 3-0.
Game's gone. Nothing needed to happen. No,
game's gone.
And I love the fact that he is memes. He is memes because he keeps writing in that dang notebook.
It's fucking notebook, man. Dear Diary. I'm seeing all the damn memes with him. Again, Renia's my manager, and I'm going to stick by him. We got Liverpool folks in the chat. Chelsea are shit. You guys are.
Josh sent me this one.
Which one is that? The notebook? Right. The receipt with the little X's. Did anybody do that growing up? Because I definitely did. The little S.
I did. That made your hard.
Yeah.
If you know how to do that,
You were up here. Arsenal fans in the chat tapping in. Dilapator says that goal wasn't really Sar's fault. I've looked at that goal. It's because the other CBs being too far on the left side of the field. I appreciate your defensive Sar, my dog, but nah, bro. If the ball is in the air, you cannot let it bounce. That is a rec league center back law. You know what I mean? Just like law. So I don't know. I'm not there with it. Let's move on. All right. We got our center backs, hopefully. Midfield 3. Now that we have no Reece James, Andre Santos is really the reason we put this survey together, this question together, because where has homie been, bro? Like, Andre Santos was the guy, and then Renia dropped him the second Lavia got healthy, and then honestly, we've been dropping points. Is our missing Andre Santos one of the reasons we can't really keep it stabilized? Like, is he better than we thought he was? I don't know. I wouldn't
say all that, but I forgot that. I guess he's been dropping him for Lavia.
The second Lavia came in, and I even said this. I was like, man, I would love to see Lavia. He's got good feet. I would drop Santos for Lavia. But Santos, of all the players on this team, know this system the best. So I might say, and Lavia hasn't shown me enough to just be a certified starter. So it looks like so far in this survey, we've got more people feeling, well, no, there's a little 50-50 between Lavia and Santos now. So, I mean, those are the questions. I think I would like to see Santos get a run. Like, I don't know what he's been doing in training. I don't know what he did to deserve this kind of Renia snub.
Right.
For the last, we haven't seen him in 4 games, not just 3. It was the PSGs, the Newcastle, and the game just before that.
That might just be a tactics decision in the sense of like
tactical.
In the sense of like,
Reece James played in the midfield in 2 of those games, right?
Yeah, we're not talking about why didn't Santos play like that. Yeah. We haven't said that once, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But just something worth note. But it does seem like obviously we got our Caicedos, we got our Enzos. Those they have to start, and then we'll see between Lavia. It doesn't look like anybody's interested in Dario Asugo getting on the field at this point, bro. Where you been? Like, nah, we got points to get. We'll get you. We'll fit you in the FA or something.
Right.
We'll fit you in. Last two questions of the day. This is second to last. Old versus new. Which baller would you rather have? We did one with Garnacho and Madueke a while ago, and I think it was resoundingly clear.
To be honest, I was happy to keep Sancho. We just couldn't match his wage that he wanted.
Facts.
Again, he really didn't have an end product, but he was way more technical than Garnacho.
He's more technical, and he's actually a little bit more dangerous, even though he has probably similar and this year way less end product than a Garnacho.
Agreed.
But I know when Jadon Sancho gets the ball, somebody has to commit. When Garnacho gets the ball, it's just like, bro, like it's literally like 50-50 whether you'll actually do something that'll even provide danger or not, let alone get a result. But
I thought, Sancho, I thought he was more effective. So if I had to keep one, I would have kept Sancho, but no one's going to pay him what he's making.
Pay him what you owe him. And you bring up a really interesting point too, because we talked about earlier the amount of players that like PSG have who were signed for, $40 million, $70 million, right? Compared to our players who are nowhere near. Like I think they got Kvaratskhelia for $40 million. Didn't you tell me that? Something close to that?
Kvaratskhelia was $70 million.
Okay, Kvaratskhelia was $70 million, but
Garnacho's 50 and
Garnacho's 50, Gittins is 60. Like, but I will say, and this is to your point about Sancho's wages, Kvaratskhelia is probably making $250 a week in PSG. Again, I might have to be,
but rightfully so. He's a baller.
And rightfully so. There's a thing about paying these exorbitant transfer fees, but folks do often forget about the wages of these players. And I'm talking about resounding around the world. So we might be the billion-pound model jobs, whatever.
But you're saying our weight. Oh, okay.
Those are just transfer fees, right? Like, and those are transfer fees.
Our wages are kept lower.
And our wages are kept lower. Like, I think our highest paid player is Reece James on like 150, maybe 175 a week, right?
Really?
Right. Remember, we paid 50 million for Raheem Sterling, a lower transfer fee for that caliber of player. Probably not at that point, but whatever. But we were paying him 350 or 300 a week. Like, that's up over time. You know what I mean? So it's just something we have to keep in mind. Not only are we, spending all this money on these young players, but we're putting them on contracts that keep their wages low, and we are able to amortize their transfer fees over 7, 8 years, whatever. So just something we got to keep in mind. But yeah, I think I'd rather have Sancho. Garnacho, like it's just not enough, bro. Like I know you're not getting all the opportunities and whatnot, but you gotta stay ready so you can be ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, agreed.
Last question of the day, and maybe you can explain this drama to me a little bit. This is a fill in the blank kind of question. You guys tell us, and we'll read off your answers. There has been reports of somebody leaking our team sheets and our team news to the press early, like especially for the Champions League matchups. They had our lineups before even the ESPNs and FOTMobs did. So the question here is, who do you think is leaking to the press? Now, some United fans have tapped into me weeks ago talking about they had the same issues with Alejandro Garnacho whispering over to his brother, and his brother has been leaking stuff to the press. So I'm just curious if you guys want to go ahead and type in again. If you aren't even already in the survey, you can use these instructions down below or check the pinned comment on YouTube. But you let us know who you think Garnacho. that comment.
Why are you doing stuff like that? He's probably texting his brother, "Dang, I'm out the squad again."
Right? Damn. Can you believe they're starting fucking XYZ over me? So that's another thing, Garnacho. Funny. Like you gotta, if it is you, and again, Liam Rosenior said he knows who it is. Again, very poised as ever. He said it's not the player.
I'll guess one more too, though. I'll guess.
Yeah, you can, and also you're able to guess as many as you want. We got a Tottenham fan in the building. Ashish, what's happening? Good to see you. They say Paulinia, check mark. Who is Paulinia?
No, that's from just Tottenham. I think he's a Tottenham fan.
He's just a Tottenham fan and just wants to show love. Okay.
Right. Like, who is that one of the managers?
Yeah, it's got to be Garnacho. Somebody said Fofana.
I put Fofana.
Yo, who said Havertz somehow, bro?
Wait, I want to guess one more. Let me just
I honestly have no guesses. I don't know who the snitches are. In these
really, and the last one I'm going to guess, these are the only options. These are the only 3.
Oh, wait, what is this? Gusto, Garnacho, Havertz somehow, and Fofana. Malo Gusto. You think Malo Gusto's out here snitching? I'm just letting y'all know. Snitches get stitches out here. Y'all got to cool out with all this telling our team sheet.
Self-report.
Andrew Soccer is in the building. He is our Chelsea Blue through and through. He participates in a lot of live streams with us. Welcome, brother. Andrew, if you want to go ahead and answer this is our last question of the day. Who do you think is snitching? But I think we have it right, man. I think it's probably Havertz somehow is hilarious though. I can't stop with that one.
I know, that's funny.
Havertz and Mason Mount are sitting there like.
Also, I just can't believe, like, who is doing that?
Like, who is doing that? Who are y'all talking to? Like, are you dating a reporter? Like, what is going on?
Right. They're probably dating one of the girls, and one of the girls is leaking some dumb stuff.
Leaking, man. Either way, Renia says he has it. They have it solved, and they're managing it. So we'll see tomorrow against Everton if we get team sheet announcements in the press before we get it officially. So we'll see.
Matoma better than Garnacho.
Matoma better than Garnacho.
Well, duh. I could have told you that.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, there's
top.
Garnacho is really not. Yeah, he's not really anywhere in the realm of top or starter right now. But that's our player, and we're gonna stick by him this year because we're gonna need him at some point. We're gonna need him. So Garnacho, get your shit together. Anyway. This was actually still fun. You know, I told Alexis before this show that this feels like it's going to be the most depressing starter bench episode we've had. And maybe it still is because it has been a depressing week. But again, the one thing I'm getting from this, guys, is like, you know, keep the blue flag flying high, Blues. We're here. You know, we are top 6 right now. We still have a chance. Like, we got a lot going for us. We just need to bring that and push that positive energy. It starts with Everton. Let's go ahead and get a dub. Let's get back to our form. Let's get Cole Palmer a goal.
Against Georgie.
We're going to play against Georgie. We'll see. For some reason, David Moyes hasn't really been bringing Georgie off the bench, but every time I see him, he looks good for Everton. So I don't know what they're doing.
And Drewsbury, who's doing he's doing good. That's like the perfect level club he needs to be at. Yeah. 100%. Or you can kind of be like the main man, you know?
Right. Go be the guy. I love Njai too. I'm a big fan of the
Njai. He's so good. He's going to be, again, he's someone who needs, like, okay, Everton, keep him, make him sign a higher contract, play more, and then you'll get sold. So I feel like
get a transfer to City or something because
So just keep playing more, keep it up.
Yeah. Just as a football lover, just he brings joy to my eyes when I watch that guy play.
I know, which is again the cutting and the taking risks.
Yeah, we want players to do that. Garnacho, take a page out of that notebook. Maybe you will. Sure. But this weekend, Cucurella is going to pocket Njai. We just got to get that out there right now. And Drewsbury Hall, he's going to be pocketed by Caicedo. So let's just put that energy out. We got the game against Everton again, guys. If you don't already, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/starterbench. You can even hit the bell so that you can get notifications on anytime we go live. But we are live mostly on Fridays around this time. So make sure you continue to tap in. We got 7 games left in the season. It is going to come down to the wire. We also got FA Cup still in the running. So we could still get a trophy. Keep it positive. All right. That's it for us. I'm Matt Marshall. We are always giving you what's new.
And what's blue.
And we will be back next week.
Bye, guys. Yep. Wait,
we'll see you next week for sure.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna say something else. You kind of were like,
I just be yapping, yo. I just be yapping. Yo.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Appreciate everybody. Peace.